Our trailer broke down back on the road. We all walked about 10 miles to get here.
A camping trip turns horrifying when a family turns out to be serial killers. After meeting two locals, Vern and Billy, the secret of the family is revealed. Savannah fights back, leading to a shocking ending. Who survives in the end? Who is the real victim? What is the motive of the family? Keep watching to know the twists and turns of this movie. At the beginning of the movie, a man ran through the jungle at night when someone grabbed him from behind and dragged him away, attacking him. The next morning, a family came to the same jungle for a camping trip. In the family there was Keith, his wife Kathleen, their daughter Amy, and their son Jeffrey. They found a good spot and parked their van. Keith made lunch, but Amy was busy on her phone as usual. When Keith told her to join them, she said she wasn't hungry and went for a walk to smoke. After Amy left, the rest of the family finished their meal. Then two local people, Vern and Billy, arrived in a truck. They were looking for a man named Melior, the same man who was killed last night. Keith said they had not seen anyone and tried to keep the meeting short, as Vern and Billy looked a bit dangerous. Even then, Jeffrey gave them chocolates. Vern, who was eating grasshoppers, accepted the chocolates to make Jeffrey happy. When Amy came back, Keith sent her into the van. Vern then asked if they could look inside the van, but Keith said they were leaving soon. Vern and Billy left without causing any trouble. Later, when the family was driving down the road, they saw Vern and Billy again fixing their broken-down truck. Kathleen got scared when she saw a gun and wanted to drive away, but Keith stopped the van. Vern and Billy asked for a lift to town, saying there was a lot of space in the van. Kathleen was uneasy about letting strangers in, but Keith agreed when Vern promised to leave the shotgun behind. They noticed blood on the truck, but decided to help anyway. Billy joined them in the van. As they traveled, Billy explained that the police in town harassed his family, so they lived outside of town. He told about his uncle and cousins, Julianne and Savannah, who would welcome them because they enjoyed having guests. While they were talking, Billy took Jeffrey's notepad and was shocked to see Melior's handwriting. Before Billy could react, Jeffrey killed him by stabbing him in the shoulder with 2 knives. A big twist in the story is revealed. The family is actually a serial killer. They had killed Melior, and the meat they were eating was his. After killing Billy, the family started cutting him into pieces to store in the freezer. Kathleen gave Amy her favorite body part, which is the eye, as a reward. Jeffrey complained, but Kathleen said that Amy controlled herself better. Billy's phone rang, so Keith broke it and threw it away. They had killed Billy but still made plans to visit his house, hoping to find to kill more people. When they reached the house, Billy's family was eating. The family knocked and said their van had broken down. Julianne, who was sweet-natured, tells them they will find the town if they keep going. To this, Kathleen said that Billy had told them to stay at his house. After hearing this, Julianne let them in. They asked to use the phone inside, but Julianne said they only had one, which Billy had taken and broken. Uncle Neville invited them to stay the night, saying Billy would help them in the morning. They all sat down to eat, but the family did not like the meal as they were cannibals. Savannah kept asking why Billy didn't bring them to the house if he met them on the way. Kathleen lied that Billy was on foot and had separated from his friend Vern. She got fed up with Savannah's questions, and the family prepared to attack. But a tall, strong man, Big Mac, entered. He was Julianne's boyfriend, a fact they didn't know because Billy hadn't mentioned it. They had to rethink their plans because of this man. They knew they had to act carefully now. On the other hand, Vern called Billy but got no response, making him uneasy. Deputy White offered Vern a lift, but he declined, saying Billy had gone with a city family and should be back soon. The deputy left, but Vern started vomiting from the chocolate Jeffrey had given him. This same chocolate was given to Julianne and Big Mac to make them weak. While all this was happening, Amy went to the bathroom and accidentally dropped Billy's eye. She came out and got close to Savannah, revealing that they were both lesbians. Amy was on the phone with her girlfriend all day, something her father didn't know. If he found out, it would be a problem since he wouldn't accept it. She wanted to be with Savannah right now, but Julianne came between them. Before going to sleep, Savannah played the piano for everyone, which impressed Amy even more. Then it was time to sleep. Keith and Kathleen got the guest room. Jeffrey got Billy's corner, and Amy would have to share the bed with Savannah, which she enjoyed. Kathleen was a bit worried because she didn't want to kill any family. Usually they chose victims who were like a burden on earth, according to them, not a regular family. But Keith calmed her down, saying these people were also lowlifes, dust under their feet. He pointed out that they were living so poorly without any dreams, and said they were doing them no favors. Keith then went to Jeffrey and told him he would kill Big Mac. He told Jeffrey to take care of Julianne when the time was right. Meanwhile, Amy saw that Savannah's room had many awards and medals because she was a top-level archer with excellent aim. Amy wasn't interested in that and focused on her own interests. The chocolate started to take effect, and Julian was vomiting in the bathroom while Big Mac was outside. Seeing the opportunity, Jeffrey went to kill Big Mac. Keith, armed with an axe, also went to the uncle's room. The noise woke the uncle, but Keith quickly killed him with the axe. Jeffrey, though scared, managed to kill Big Mac after struggling, even though Keith had told him not to handle such a big target alone. Keith rewarded him with Big Mac's tongue because he was happy with how Jeffrey handled Big Mac. With both men dead, Amy and Savannah were in the middle of a romantic moment. Amy pulled out her knife, but Savannah, realizing what was happening, pushed her back, causing Amy to accidentally stab herself. Savannah tried to help Amy and went out to get first aid. She saw their van in the distance, and after Keith and Kathleen went back into the house, she entered the van and found Big Mac's dead body. Julian also found the eye, finding out the truth. She went to her father's room and found his dead body, screaming in horror. Keith then forced Kathleen to kill Julian, but as she was about to do it, an arrow hit her neck, killing her instead. Savannah had become a victim too. Seeing her mother's dead body, Amy's got sobered up. She regretted not killing Savannah earlier, thinking it might have saved her mother. Their plan was now to kill both sisters, burn the house, and leave. Keith tied Julian to a chair and started torturing her, hoping Savannah would come forward to help her sister.
Savannah did come, but first she went to her room and used Amy's phone to call the police.
Keith, now mad after his wife's death, didn't care. Savannah was also caught and tied when she came to release her sister. Keith then brought Big Mac's tongue, fried it, and started eating it before them. Keith started forcing the sisters to eat the fried tongue. Thinking quickly, Savannah told Keith that his daughter Amy was a lesbian. Hearing this, Keith became angry and started fighting with Amy. During their fight, Savannah got free, picked up a fork, and stabbed Keith in the eye. Keith, however, was so twisted that he even ate his eye. Amy tried to hold Savannah, but Vern appeared just in time, shooting Keith with a shotgun. The bullet only hit his shoulder, and Keith didn't die. Jeffrey came in, spreading kerosene all over the house. Savannah hit Amy, calming Jeffrey, who then chased Savannah. In the kitchen, Savannah burned Jeffrey's hand, threw boiling water on his face, and hit him. After finishing off Amy, they finally killed Jeffrey. Savannah was successful, but Keith then killed Vern by stabbing him in the head. Julian broke Keith's head, killing him too. But Amy was still alive and killed Julianne by stabbing her. Seeing this, Savannah takes her knife and tries to kill Amy, but Amy gets free. Savannah used a trick, serving Amy and then chasing her with a hammer. A bullet from the deputy killed Savannah, who was mistaken for the attacker. The deputy reported that the city people were tortured by the bloody idiots. Meanwhile, Amy attacked the deputy, set the house on fire, and drove away in the van. The movie ended with Amy escaping. The innocent-looking family were the real killers, and the victims were the culprits.
Can't really abandon our earnings anyway.
I'm sorry, well? Jeffrey!